All right. We're gonna do. Let's see. I didn't even
check.
know.
1 2 1 2 check 1 2.
And you can hear yourself.
Check.
You can hear yourself too. Through the headphones.
Not really.
Okay. Let me turn it. All right. We'll just.
I think it's
run
even
it
better
like
than last time. I like it. I can hear myself.
Sweet. Okay. So I'll just get this mono then. That's fine. All right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1.
Someone like myself, especially nowadays, I just thought about this. I'm just one person. When you nowadays with TikTok, Instagram, all the reels and all that stuff, being an artist isn't usually being an artist anymore. Being a musician, you don't really get that. You have to be your own editor. You have to be your own marketing engineer. You have to be your own this. And so to have people reach out to you and be like, I see potential in you. I want to help you. It's amazing. Yeah. The Caden that grew up in Utah is definitely completely the person that I am now. It's just LA has that so much culture. There's so many things happening. There's so many things I'm learning about myself, especially. And so don't get me wrong, it was tough. I felt really more alone than I ever have just because I only knew one person. But being able to open myself up to just connections and building relationships with not only clients, just having friends and people who I love to be around and love having me around has also helped me with like my inspiration for music. But being happy and being comfortable, like finding who I am as a person here in LA and growing and maturing and finding myself has also been something that really impacted my music.
Everybody, give it up for Caden!
The shrinking of my big old man, I can see I'm losing you.
So my name is Sophie. I've been doing music since I was about 5 years old. I started with the piano, and then it was kind of inconsistent. I started doing the violin when I was like 9 years old. I've stuck to that, and now I'm doing violin performance. I'm 18 years old currently, and I started songwriting about a year ago or so. And it's been an amazing process to kind of go from thinking that I'm not capable of writing to seeing everybody believe in me. And I didn't really have people that I could write with. I didn't really have people that I could share my ideas with. And when I got here, VoVe had their like songwriting club #2 poster up. But I pulled through and I showed up, I think it was like at 12 on a Saturday or something like that. And everybody was immediately so sweet and so welcoming and so kind. I felt so stupid stumbling in there with my little guitar and no case on it and everything. And I'm just like, what am I doing here? I don't know anybody here. But everybody was immediately welcoming and understanding of like the mental strain it takes to kind of like read through the contract, analyze, see if it's for you. And so I really appreciated all the support that I had throughout the entirety of the planning process. And, you know, now especially as I start to do my shows and they start promoting me and everything, it's been really cool to know that I have people in my corner.
So right now we have a really good cohort. They're really developing in spaces where they're asking questions. Like my thing is, we have several events that are taking place on and off campus. We're already planning for touring, which has never been done. We have a budget, we have an endowment, and they're finding resources to get things done without asking for money. So that's what an opportunity is all about, is creating something out of nothing. They're finding the talent. They're in the driver's seat of picking who they want to work with. Now there are more schools with it. However, they're not really giving the students the opportunity to run it. Like, the students will tell you, I'm just here to make sure you don't go off the cliff. So we stay within our boundary, within our lane. So the whole program gives them a preparedness for VoVe. Now we're acting, getting the reps in. Now it's time for us to work, to actually get in the ring and do the work. We have classes like 393A and B, which we go through intellectual property, copyright, it's game time. And you have to perform. You have to know what to do, how to do it, and make sure you follow through with your checklist.
To have signed with them because I feel like it's given me the opportunity to appreciate my music in a different light. I think the shows have been a big push for me because going up there alone and even going up there with other people, it's like so vulnerable. Well, to sing everything that I have written in my bedroom for myself only and for my eyes only, you know, so, but it is all about pushing yourself. Once you start to realize that it has value in other people's lives and other people can relate to it too, collectively, it starts to become a thing of like, oh, maybe I should have a more business mindset on this. Maybe I should consider this as more of a possibility in the future, you know what I mean? It's never something that I thought that I would be able to do. I thought that, you know, like an audio file was going to be the end of it for me. And so being able to record and with people that I feel that are actually on my side and aren't trying to change me is the biggest part.
Yes, sir.
Again, we sometimes get carried away with the ideas we have because we're so right, because we're so just in tune with finding that new sound. So what I try to say is that let's try to bring it in to where we can challenge ourselves with what we want to do, but also have another outlook on what another person is thinking musically. I just believe that art should never touch business in a way, not in the way that it's being put out by the way that's being created. It's about claiming yourself. No one wants to be taken advantage of anymore. So that's the type of way that artists are coming out. Artists are coming smarter. These lawyers are becoming smarter, and that's just kind of how things are changing within art. CSUN VoVe understands that. They understand the reasoning behind that, and that's why they want their students to understand that this is a place to create the art.
And I feel like with CSUN VoVe, you know, it's like a chance for both label organization and independent artists to come together and actually work together on an art, you know, and actually like make something promotable, if that makes sense, you know? And where it's like not one party has to go behind another party's back to like, you know, get the one up on another, you know, if that makes sense. You know, we're just all out to help each other, if that makes sense.
Everybody give it up for all.
At CSUN, I'm a senior in film production, so I'm about to get my major in that, my degree, super sick. And then I'm also involved in the student record label as an artist and a DJ under the artist name Azebo, which is pretty cool. Working with VoVe has been such like a breath of fresh air, because now I have other people that are also in the music industry that also like, you know, doing the music stuff that can give me their wisdom, their insight, they can get me gigs, things like that. And they're also just a really cool group of people to just like shoot the breeze with, you know? I don't think I could think of any challenges. The only thing, I mean, I couldn't find parking at our last gig. I had to park a little further down. That was like about it. Everything's been flying pretty smoothly from back all the way to Goth Groove. The only thing for that one was just, I wish I had more time to play. That's like about that. But being able to work and speak with other artists, you know, like I might collab with Sophie soon, which should be super duper cool. You know the saying, like, surround yourself with people that are better than you at things, so that way you can, like, be as good as them. It's almost like that. I'm surrounding myself with people that are really good at what they do, and that makes me want to get better.
And fast forward to 2024, 2025, it's a whole different ball game where marketing is the thrive versus let's record a record. How do you market that record now? And then how do you get the fan engagement? Like, all of the artists now are essentially just influencers.
Being on VoVe, we understand this is a structured organization, you know, and so made us think of it as a serious position, but also doing something that we also love doing at the same time.
It's definitely like making things more serious, I'd say. Because like we are and have been like very serious and competitive with each other in the past, but it got to a point where it was like, okay, now it's competition outside of just us.
That's essentially what it was, you know, joining VoVe. It was a way for us to develop ourselves without having too much blowback on our, you know, on our art, you know.
Also for learning, if we go to an actual label and we have a contract, that helps us learn from what we just did. You know, it's kind of like in training. It's, you know, it's a great opportunity, but it trains you for the next step.
I think it just gives us a sense of community. You
Yeah,
know?
100%.
You know, because like before I came even here to CSUN, I couldn't find one person to work with. Now it's like I have over a dozen people who not only I want to work with, but wants to work with me. You know, if that makes sense. You know,
Implement the skill sets that they're learning in the classroom and applying it directly to real world situations. The sky's the limit. Like we haven't even like we're tapping on the iceberg, but we haven't even went all the way down. Like we're just getting started.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely evident in our EP. I like to tell a lot of people that our EP just shows our evolution as a band. We wanted to do. We saw that VoVe was having a battle of the bands, so we went for it, and we ended up. It sounds so douchey, but we ended up winning. That helped us get recognized by VoVe, and this semester I was approached by my longtime homie Xavier, who also grew up with us in the same music program, and he was like, "Yo, you know, VoVe is interested in your guys' band, and you know, we'd like to have you on board." And I was like, "Hell yeah, I'd love to be part of that. You know, it's a really good opportunity for us." How they opened up with us was like, "Tell us what you want. We'll do our best to give that to you," and that's all I can remember. You know, they were like, we told them we want shows. We've already had 2 VoVe shows so far, and they're planning more for us. We have what I'd call like absolute creative freedom. You know, off the bat, they're like, you know, we trust you guys in your, you know, creative pursuit, and you know, there were talks about lyricism, and they're like, you know, we're pretty sure you guys are gonna be able to do whatever you want. You know, I feel like there's a good amount of trust between us and the rest of the team.
I think having a DJ on a record label or collective and being able to take all of the music that is coming out of that source and compiling it and finding a way to make it marketable or presentable to a general audience or a mass of people is one of the most valuable things that you can have. I would say Boiling Point, off rip. This is the longest set I've gotten to play with VoVe, and I'm super stoked. An hour and 10 minutes actually. I think so far, Cafe 86 was, I think 30 minutes if I'm not mistaken, 20 or 30 minutes, and I think Goth Groove was 20 minutes if I'm not mistaken as well. So getting that full range of time to kind of hit every single genre and every track and style that I like, unbeatable. And then also just collaborating with the other artists in January, I'm super stoked for that. There's a lot to be excited about. There's always something cool going on with that. It's super sick. I would really love to find a way to incorporate both my passions for film and music, whether that's doing music videos or even just becoming like a creative director for others, making my own music videos, things like that. I would love to go into post-sound. That makes a decent amount of money in film. And then using some of that to just kind of budget away, continue to DJ, continue to produce, things like that. But honestly, like it's unpredictable almost. Like I have the roadblock, but the steps that have changed to get there have been ever changing. You know, I came into film school and I was like, I want to be a director. That's the only thing I want to do. I don't want to do anything else. And now I DJ and I produce and I really love doing sound. So it changes all the time.